So the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 came out a couple of years ago, and we have already done a full 2021 review of it. I kind of want to hit on it in the later part of 2021, see how it holds up. Nothing really has changed with this phone. We are going to be getting the One UI 4 update at some point, but this phone, I still kind of like it. When it first came out, it was kind of a downgrade from the Note 9, but it's still a pretty decent phone, and I still have a lot of respect for it for sure. Now we have that 6.3-inch dynamic AMOLED display, full HD, so 1080p. And it still looks good, you know. I have very few things to complain about it for sure. And the panel itself is nice. It looks kind of like the Pixel 6 Pro, which is very cool. You have the USB Type-C port on the bottom, and you also have that S Pen, which is really, really nice. I love having that S Pen. It's a very cool thing, and I'm glad they have it on this phone. Unfortunately, no micro SD card slot, which doesn't make any sense to me, but again, what are you going to do about it? Now on the back, we do have the glass back, which actually looked really good. I was a pretty big fan of how this phone actually looked like, and I still think it looks pretty cool, but it is one of my favorite things about this phone, just the feeling in the hand. And we have that triple camera setup on the back as well. We have that wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lens, and that's one thing that I love about this phone. This camera was really, really good. You had 4K at 60 on the front and the back, and for this phone being a couple years old, and like I mentioned, it was actually a really good feeling phone. And I truly do think that if you're somebody who wants to go pick up a phone and move on with your life, you can't really go wrong with something like a Note 10. It is getting that extra version of software, which is cool, but the camera is really nice for sure. Now this thing has wireless charging, reverse wireless charging as well, which is really cool. And the performance of this thing was actually really good as well. You had that Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset, and you had one model of this thing which had 8GB of RAM, and even now it still performs fairly well. I'm even surprised because my Galaxy Note 9 still performs very well, for the most part. And I think with, applications, like basic ones, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever, those things are going to work perfectly fine on this thing. If you're trying to take it up a notch, it's going to be fine as well. I mean, to give you some perspective, this thing has pretty much the same RAM as the Galaxy S21s, which is really nice. And, the RAM is not a problem. Its chipset may be a little bit older, but it's still a very good performing chipset. And I really have very few things to complain about that as well. So I think this phone as a whole, still a very good phone. Like I mentioned, you have a lot of flagship, features within this thing. You have a very good display. You have that S Pen, which is really cool. You have reverse wireless charging, which is really impressive. Tremendous camera quality. Samsung DeX on the bottom of this thing, when you plug it into a monitor. And I truly do think that if you're in the market, you can't really go wrong with a Note 10. But I do kind of feel like getting the Galaxy S21s may be better, the Note 20s are better, but I do think the Pixel 6 Pro, if you can, it's one of my favorite Android phones right now, and I always seem to go back and recommending that phone just because it's such a capable phone for sure. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.